Basic Blueprint Reading for Welding. The Language of Lines, Part 2. Gary Pace, PECWI, TexasWeldingEngineering.com. Basic Blueprint Reading, RicCostin. This is an entry-level blueprint reading book written for first-year welding students. Some community college out in the state of Oregon, they put this together. It's Creative Commons. It doesn't have a copyright, so if you want to use it, borrow it, copy it. From what I gather, you can run wild with it. Here's the website, openoregonpressbooks.pub/blueprint. If you just type in Basic Blueprint Reading Open Oregon, it'll take you there. We're in Chapter 2, the Language of Lines. Okay, we're going to talk about leader lines, cutting plane lines, break lines, phantom lines, and border lines. Okay, so a leader line is a thin line used to point to an area of a drawing requiring a note for explanation. They are preferably drawn at 45-degree angle. So you can see here I highlighted it. It's pointing to that hole, which I highlighted in the yellow, and it's they want a diameter of 0.50. So it's a thin line. It's just called a leader line. Here we have cutting plane line. This is where we cut an object in half to be able to look at it from the inside. A cutting plane line is a very heavy line that helps to show the internal shape of a part or assembly by slicing through the object. So if you got a lot of internal nooks and crannies, this is where you would use a cutting plane line. Here's another view of a cutting plane line. Cutting plane lines are thick lines that run through the center of an object that a designer wants to provide an interior view of. Two perpendicular lines with arrows showing in which the direction the interior of the object should be viewed are drawn at the end of the line. So it's just a line with two perpendicular arrows at the end, and then that shows you the view, the direction you should be looking at it from. Here's another example of a cutting plane line. So on the top we've cut this piece in half, and then we're looking at it, the side view here on the bottom, and we're showing a couple of countersunk holes. That's what we've got, and that's what we're showing in that view. Break lines. There are three kinds of break lines used in drawings. They are used to remove or break out a part of a drawing for clarity, and also to shorten objects which have the same shape throughout their length and may be too long to place on a drawing. So if you got like an I-beam that was 57 feet long, and the only thing you really wanted to show on it was the ends, you'd use these break lines. Here we've got a cylindrical break line, we've got long break lines, and we've got short break lines. So there's different kinds of break lines, which it says there's three, but that's what they're used for. If you've got a part that's just too long to really show on a drawing, that's what we do. Here's a phantom line. Phantom lines are long, short, long, dotted lines, most often used to show the travel or movement of an object or a part in an alternative position. It can also be used to show adjacent objects or features. So here you can see the range of travel. I highlighted that in blue. The pink is the original position, and then what's outlined in the yellow, that is the new position that it could hypothetically go to. It's a moving part. So that is a phantom line. That is what we use phantom lines for. Border lines are very thick, continuous lines used to show the boundary of a drawing or to separate different objects drawn onto one sheet. They are also used to separate the title block from the rest of the drawing. So this is a border line. It's the outline of the drawing. So you can see here that they used border lines to separate the title block from the rest of the drawing. We covered leader lines, cutting plane lines, break lines, phantom lines, and border lines. My name's Gary Pace. I'm out of Katy, Texas, TexasWeldingEngineering.com.